Hello student, this is class 10. We are studying the fundamental unit of life. Last time we have observed the peel of onion, and I told we studied that the onion peel consists of the cells, and they ultimately form the entire peel and the onion bulb. And so the question is, what is the structural organization of this cell? How cell is formed? What is the structure of this cell? So we have to discuss about the cell structure or the structural organization of cell. Structural organization of structural organization of a cell. Structural organization of a cell. How a cell is formed? Basically, cell is consists of mainly three parts. Suppose this is cell. Cell is consists of three parts. One is cell membrane or plasma membrane. One is cell membrane or plasma membrane. Plasma cell membrane or plasma membrane. Now next one is cytoplasm. Second part is cytoplasm. In the cytoplasm contains the cell organelles like mitochondria, Golgi complex, endoplasmic reticulum, etc. etc. So if it is contains cell organelles, and next part of cell is nucleus. Next part is nucleus. Next part is nucleus. A cell mainly consists of three parts. One is cell membrane, cytoplasm, and the cytoplasm contains cell organelles, and this nucleus consists of mainly four parts. This nucleus contains four parts. One is nuclear membrane. First part is nuclear membrane. First part is nuclear membrane, which makes the outermost boundary of the nucleus. And next part is nuclear sac or nucleoplasm. Second part is nucleoplasm or nuclear sac. Nuclear sac or nucleoplasm. Nucleoplasm. And third part is nucleolus. Third part is nucleolus. And next one chromatin. Next part is chromatin. These are the different parts of a cell. So first a cell consists of mainly three parts. One is cell membrane or plasma membrane, second cytoplasm, and the cytoplasm contains the cell organelles, and next one is the nucleus. This nucleus consists of four parts: nuclear membrane, nuclear sac or nucleoplasm, nucleolus and chromatin. So we have to discuss in detail one by one. First, we are going to study about the cell membrane or plasma membrane. Thank you. Number one is cell wall. Cell membrane. Cell membrane or plasma membrane. Cell membrane or plasma membrane. So discuss one by one. First one is the cell membrane. So cell membrane makes the outermost covering of the cell. It makes outermost covering of cell. It separates the cell organelles from outer atmosphere. It separates the cell organelles from the outer atmosphere. It encloses this cytoplasm. It encloses this cytoplasm, and cytoplasm having different cell organelles, and after that we will study about the nucleus. So it is found in both plant cell and the animal cell. It is found in both plant cell and animal cell. Found in both plant and animal cells. In animal cells, it makes the outermost boundary of this cell, but in plant cells, it is found just below the cell wall. In plant cell, it is found just below the cell wall. Let us discuss in detail about the cell wall and others. So, it is makes the outermost covering of cell, found in both plant cell and the animal cells. And in plant cell, in plant cell, it is found just below the cell wall, and it is selectively permeable. Selectively permeable in nature. It is selectively permeable. What do you mean by the selectively permeable? Only selected substances can move across the membrane. Selectively permeable means this membrane allow only selected substances to move across the membrane. Not all the substances can move across the membrane. Only a selected substances can move across the membrane. That is why this membrane is selectively permeable membrane. One example, we can see the movement of substance 1 as movement of both oxygen and the carbon dioxide across the membrane. Both we are taking the example movement of oxygen and carbon dioxide across the membrane. Across the across the membrane. Last lesson, the previous lesson, we have studied about the diffusion. What do you mean by the diffusion? We have studied diffusion. What do you mean by the diffusion? The movement of molecules from the region of its higher concentration to the region of its lower concentration is called as the diffusion. The movement of molecules from the region of its higher concentration to the region of its lower concentration is called as the diffusion. We are not going to teach you the diffusion, but this movement takes place by the process of the diffusion. So I am telling you, we have studied in the chemistry about the diffusion detail. But examples of the diffusion, you know that when something is cooked in your neighbors, the smell reaches to you by the process of the diffusion. If you open the bottle of the scent, the smell is spread inside the entire the area, entire the room by the process of the diffusion. So here diffusion takes place in the plants as well as the animals. By the process of the diffusion, exchange of gases takes place. What happens in exchange of gases? Exchange of gases means exchange of the carbon dioxide and the oxygen takes place. You have studied about the unicellular organism and the multicellular organism, but I am telling you by taking the examples of one unicellular organism by which you can understand properly. Suppose this is amoeba. This is amoeba, or any organism is there. Any organism is there. Suppose any cell is there. In this cell, as you know that amoeba unicellular organism, this is a cell. You know that the respiration takes place. At the respiration, what happens? Oxygen enters inside the cell. Why oxygen enters inside the cell? Oxygen, this is oxygen outside the cell, surrounding cell. The concentration of oxygen is more in comparison to the cell. That is why oxygen diffuses from outside to inside the cell. Oxygen diffuses from outside to inside the cell because outside the concentration of oxygen is more in comparison to the cell. And in the same way, inside the cell, respiration takes place, and as a result, carbon dioxide is produced. So this carbon dioxide remain inside the cell. So inside the cell, the concentration of carbon dioxide increases. Now compare the outside and inside about the concentration of the carbon dioxide. Here carbon dioxide inside the cell, carbon dioxide is produced by the process of the respiration. That is why the concentration of carbon dioxide increases inside the cell. So compare outside the amount of the carbon dioxide is less in comparison to inside the cell. That is why carbon dioxide diffuses from inside to outside the cell. So in this way, by the process of the diffusion, the exchange of gases takes place. The movement of water also follow this law. The movement of water also follow the law of diffusion. So next time we will discuss about the how the movement of water follow the law of diffusion, that is called the osmosis. Later we will discuss about. Thank you. That's not today.